What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Clippers Latest, where we talk all things LA Clippers quick, fast, and to the point. I'm your host, Brandon Goggins, and we've got a very eventful episode in store for us today. So why not waste any other time and get straight down to business? Obviously, given the news today, you probably have an idea of what I'm about to talk about. Yes, it is a sad day. Stream East, man. Stream East. The illegal sports streaming juggernaut, Stream East, has officially been shut down today. And it is a very sad day for those that use Stream East. And I do not use Stream East, or know anybody personally that uses it. But I know that in the public, it was widely loved. And unfortunately, that service is no longer available to those people, because after a year-long investigation with authorities in Egypt, the Anti-Piracy Coalition ACE went ahead and pulled the plug on everything. And this wasn't just a small operation either. The site had over 1.6 billion visits in the last year, and millions of dollars in crypto just laundered through fake companies. There were 22 police officers that participated in a raid that took place on August 24th, where they arrested two operators in El Sheikh Zayed, Egypt, where they confiscated 3 laptops and 4 smartphones that were used to pretty much operate the whole thing. So it was two guys, but those two guys had a lot of power going on in that little place, in that little layer, if you will. So yeah, this was a pretty big deal, and I know that Stream East went down. There are a couple times where it went away and it was unavailable to users, but I think this is the official icing on the cake. I think Stream East is officially going to be done. But good news for you Clippers fans that are wondering how to legally watch these games this year. I'll give you a quick breakdown. Local games that aren't nationally televised will be available on Clipper Vision, which offers Court Vision, Baller Vision, and multiple language feeds. So that's if you're a Clippers fanatic. Of course, you're gonna have the national games that'll be split between ESPN, ABC, NBA TV, NBC Peacock, and Amazon Prime. Plus, there are streaming bundles like Hulu and YouTube TV that are always going to be there and have you covered. So don't worry, guys. There's still plenty of ways to access games. In addition, there are also other ways to access games besides the ones that I have listed. Do with that information what you will. I'm not here to tell you to do anything. But I think it's about time to talk about what you guys figured that I was actually here to talk about. I know that I am a day late, but I'm pretty sure the cat is out of the bag. You guys probably know by now, but I'm here to talk about it. There have been reports, many reports, that claim that Kawhi Leonard, yes, the Claw, signed a $28 million endorsement deal with a company called Aspiration back in 2021, which was set up by none other than owner Steve Ballmer. And the catch is that Kawhi never actually promoted the company. A former executive even said that this was designed to circumvent the salary cap. And of course, the Clippers deny any wrongdoing, saying all of these allegations are false. But the story is this probably won't be going away anytime soon. If the NBA finds this to be cap circumvention, the consequences could be pretty hefty. I mean, the league has the power to fine teams tens of millions of dollars, strip first round picks away from them, and even potentially void some contracts. So that would be a very major blow to the Clippers' future, especially with the all-in win now mindset that we have with this veteran roster. Now, what do you guys think about this situation? Honestly though, it's interesting that this is coming out 4 years later, but you got to have time to build a case. I really hope that there isn't any major consequences that we have to face. And by major consequences, I mean Kawhi having to sit out X amount of games, or Steve having to step down or something like that. I really hope that it doesn't get to that point. Um, I believe that a the first offense for like money laundering or something like that, or circumventing the salary cap. I think it's like a few million, which is like still a lot. But Steve's a billionaire. The Clippers are a multi-million dollar, if not billion-dollar corporation. Probably not billion yet. Maybe I don't really know. I don't. Quite frankly. But I know that they have the money to cover, a $4.5 million offense fee. You know, I'm curious to see like other statements that are made about this as the story develops. I'll definitely be sure to keep you guys updated as I learn more about it. Um, as I said, word is getting out pretty quickly, and everybody is finding out and sharing their opinion on it, including none other than everybody's favorite, Stephen A. Smith. Now, if you know anything about good old Stephen A., he's never going to hesitate to be a hater. Quite frankly, simply put, there's no reason to sugarcoat it or anything. He's a hater, and that's okay. I'm a hater sometimes. So, as a part-time hater, I can understand when somebody is hating, or I can at least see when they are. I can't understand it all the time, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. But Stephen A is a hater, like certified, especially when it comes to hating on Kawhi. So of course, Stephen A had to chime in on this situation that we have on our hands. He said, quote, "This man is a walking absentee on the ballot. If there's a way to get money guaranteed without working, Kawhi Leonard has mastered it." Classic Stephen A, right? Bringing it back to Kawhi's injury history, even though it has nothing to do with contracts or endorsements. I feel like he always finds a way to bring up Kawhi's injury somehow, whether he does that indirectly or directly, by saying that he's getting paid without working. And I don't, like, I don't know. I just feel like that doesn't correlate. Like, what is that? Why are we bringing that up right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like he finds any way to criticize Kawhi for, his load management in the past or his riddled injury history in the past. It's like, dude, like, you ain't got nothing better to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why. I don't know why these folks hating for real, especially Stephen A. Like, what are you hating for? But I digress. It's his job. He is a journalist. He is an analyst, and he's going to give his opinion on everything. So this is a perfect segue to criticize Kawhi in his eyes. I don't see it that way, but he's the professional, not me. But yeah, he got it. But speaking of somebody else that needs to get it, you gonna see what I mean. We talking about none other than my boy Bradley Beal once again. I feel like Bradley Beal has probably been the most talked about person on this channel so far, and I want to say I appreciate him for that. Giving me some content to always talk about. There's always a reason to throw Bradley Beal in the mix, and I'm sure that theme will stick throughout the season. I hope that is in a positive connotation, but you never can be too sure. But like I said, we're talking about my boy Bradley Beal once again, and I think that Bradley Beal could possibly be facing the most pressure of any Clipper this season. And I know that sounds crazy given the names that we have on the roster, and it could be a slight exaggeration, but if you get what I'm saying, I think that he could be looking at some heavy minutes this year. If Bogey, who just hurt his hamstring, if he needs any extra time to recover from that injury that he had in Eurobasket, I don't think that it's necessarily crazy to say that the Clips could look for a potential trade package or a trade option for like another sharpshooter, like Kevin Huerter from the Chicago Bulls or something like that. Bogey's not young, and this team is again trying to win right now. So it wouldn't be insane for them to try and shop that option. But hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Hopefully Bogey will be okay. But um, if a trade doesn't go through, and it does end up being a lingering injury, I think that Beal could expect to see some more minutes than anticipated because I don't think that the Clippers would necessarily put all their trust into Cam Christie to be the backup shooting guard. No diss to Cam Christie. I just don't think that they would necessarily give him that big of a role as a second year player. I think that he might need some additional time to develop. It's not like he was a lottery pick. Again, no diss to Cam Christie. I just don't think that it's his time yet. Not now, you know. But he would offer great bench depth. You know what I'm saying? If we need twos down the line, you know, we got them. But this year is important for Bradley Beal above all else. I feel like overall it's going to be proven that he's not injury prone. So I hope that officially tying the knot with Kamaya gave him some super strength or superpowers or something, because I really need him to at least, at the very least, get to the 65 game league minimum, which could potentially qualify him for an award of some sort. Who knows? I know that may be crazy to say in theory, but you never know what could happen this season. You've seen crazier things. So I just hope that he really locks in. I hope that he's been, you know, really working on his really durability over this offseason. You know, he's got the skill. Well, I hope that he's been working on that as well. But just being able to, you know, rely more on his body to withstand that 82 game stretch. I just really want to see that because I think that he has a lot to offer, and I really could see it. And especially if Bogey goes down, we're going to need it from him. You know, he has no other choice but to lock in. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Like I said, it was an eventful one, but I hope that you guys enjoyed. Consider liking and commenting down below what you think about all of these topics. Do you think that the Clips should shop Bogey if he does take an extended amount of time to recover from his hamstring injury? Is Kevin Huerter somebody that the Clips should look at to replace him, or should they shop other options? What do you think about this whole Kawhi scandal and this Clippers scandal overall? Please share your thoughts on that. What you think that the punishment should be for, would be for, or any opinions on that? Y'all don't believe that aspiration was a... Wait, what's it called? I think it was called aspiration. I'm pretty sure it was, you know, planting trees and stuff like that. Man, that's why I got a green shirt on today. You know, not my typical polo, because I support the trees, man. You feel me? But let me know you guys' thoughts on that. I'm curious to hear everything that you have to say about that. And then Stream East, you know, pour one in the comment section for Stream East. It had a good run. It had a great run, and many are going to miss it. And I'll leave it as simple as that. As always, I hope that you guys take it easy. Do something nice for somebody today, you know? Go give somebody a compliment or something. You know, spread some positivity. It ain't nothing wrong with that. And while you're at it, consider subscribing down below. I would really appreciate it. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. As always, y'all take it easy. Peace.